Today, in this episode, we're going to talk about Four Noble Truths. Four Noble Truths is the core teaching of the Buddha. It doesn't matter whichever school or sect of Buddhism you are in, you will be able to accept that Four Noble Truths is the core teaching of the Buddha. The Four Noble Truths was first taught by the Buddha in the Turning of the Wheel of Dhamma, the first sermon that was taught to the first 5 disciples of the Buddha in the Deer Park in Varanasi. The Four Noble Truths is noble because it is profound. It leads to happiness, to awakening, to enlightenment, to Nibbana. And it is the truth because it is how the way the world works. For example, gravity is the truth for everyone. It doesn't matter whichever race or religion you are in, you will experience gravity. Now, the Four Noble Truths actually is a way to solve all problems in the world, including engineering problems, business problems, and so on. The formula is first identify the problem. That's very important. If you identify the wrong problem, you solve wrongly. For example, if your engine oil indicator light is on, the problem is not the engine, not the indicator light, but the engine oil. So you must solve the right problem. Secondly is to identify the cause. In this case, is the problem with the engine oil. Third is the solution, is when the engine moves smoothly, no indicator light off. And the method is to add engine oil. Now, for our life problem, there's only, the problem is dukkha. Dukkha normally traditionally translated as suffering, but dukkha actually covers a very wide scope, like imperfection, pain, impermanence, disharmony, discomfort, irritation, awareness of incompleteness and insufficiency. I would prefer to use the word unsatisfactoriness. So, the problem is unsatisfactoriness. The cause is tanha, normally translated as craving or translated as emotional reaction. So it's our holding on to things or our emotional reaction towards things. The solution is the cessation of this tanha, and the method is the Noble Eightfold Path, which starts with samadhi, normally translated as right view, but I would prefer proper understanding. When you have a proper understanding of how life works, you will be able to apply it in all your behavior. And finally, you will end up with the last of the Noble Eightfold Path, Samma Samadhi, which I prefer to translate as proper composure or proper equilibrium. That's when you are in the flow or in oneness with how life works. Now, all these four, in the next few episodes, I will show you that it can collapse into one. Okay. For example, if you are being chased by wild elephants and you realize that it's a dream, so the problem is not the wild elephant, the problem is the dream, and the cause is the dream. The solution is realizing it's a dream, and the method is also realizing it's a dream. So all four is solved. Now, all our life problems, I will show in when we talk about dukkha, comes from personalization of our experience. And personalization of experience is actually our thinking or interpretation of our experience. And thinking or interpretation of experience are stories we make up of our experience, which is actually the same as our dream. So we'll end here for this episode.